Okay, I think we're good. Let's get to it. You know what time it is. This looks terrible. Moon-colored animals. It's supposed to be like Ringo. Is Ringo associated with a religion? Are the Lunarians religious? Any knowers? Non-human stage boss. This is like 18,000 characters. Who's not... Who... And fighting games. You think it's their job to look after the 7 billion gods? I listen! Bod's banned Potato Bot. Stage boss non-human. You could fit any fucking character here. Let's look elsewhere. Who wears yellow? Any yellow wearers? I don't think any Touhou characters wear yellow. Besides Ringo. Go off my puppet dance knowledge. There is none. We're cooked. Associate with a religion, associate with an animal. We could go Sho, Nazrin. We could go the Lunar Wabbits. Do you think racing would count? Who do you think's better, Kyoko or Sho? Let's do Kyoko. You'll like never go Kyoko. On would count, right? Let's make Pazoots happy. What if down here we go Sho? Is Sho a human? She's not, right? Yeah. Ooh! Oh, dude, this category is so big and we hit a 0.3 best. I tell you, you look for what fits here and then you put it elsewhere. Okay, we hit the nuts. That's all that matters. Nothing else matters. Who has blonde hair? Nobody. Yuki, Marissa, and Alice. They're the only blonde characters. No one else has ever been blonde in Touhou. I got Suwako and Junko right next to me. They seem a little too up there. What's Mizumaru's hair color? It's kind of like grayish. You think that'll count? Probably not. But I kind of want to. That this does count. See, I knew the Mickey shit. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking send it. Where is yellow associated with that animal? There's nothing? Besides Ringo? Ringo's the only answer? Does Chiari have any... Does Inoko have any yellow on her? The fucking bell? Don't tell me it's the bell! Nina. Ooh, Nina's a good hit. What if I do Nina right here? Nah, I can't do that. Alan offered that. That spells don't count. Also, hello, Alan. Where's yellow has blonde hair? This is literally nobody. Besides Ringo. Has blonde hair. Dude, there's no blonde characters in Touhou. You think Suwako counts as with religion? He does. Oh, I'm caught. It's over. I had one good thing. You can't. No, you can guess. It's just whatever you guess, I can't. Like, if you offer something, I can't answer based off of that. If it's not something I've already thought of. Riz. Mods whack Potato Bot. Yes. I already have on. I can't do it again. What if we go, like... What if we just go... Ooh, no. What if we go with Kutaka? Fuck, Kutaka's blonde. You think that counts as yellow? Where's yellow stage boss? It's Yukari? It might be Yukari. So it goes native faith and theme name. Of course it's religion. Listen, all she does is she sit there and admires frogs. Where's yellow stage boss? You think Megamoo has yellow in her outfit? There's like some like stripes, but I don't know if they're like white or if they're yellow. Does Kaimata have yellow on her? She's got a billion colors. Surely something's yellow. Yellow is such a peculiar color. You want to throw guesses with them? You can throw whatever guesses you want. I'm not going to stop you. Pretty sure she has yellow. I'm pretty sure, but I also don't know for that for fact. I'm also, like, a little hesitant. Do you think Nina's going to fit in this middle one? What if we do Yugi? Yugi doesn't have yellow on her outfit. I thought for sure she fucking did. We're cooked. Especially with religion stage boss. It's kind of a niche thing we could pull out with this one. I mean, Reimu was honestly not a bad shout. But I don't want to do Reimu. Do you think Serial counts as associated with the religion? She's literally an angel. Fuck, doesn't count. Not for these. Yeah, Hopeless Masquerade is a entire game of religious characters. There's no fucking shot Kokoro counts as religious. If Kokoro counts as religious, everyone's getting banned. Does Miko have yellow? He does. 5.8. Honestly, not too bad. Associated with the religion stage boss. I mean, there's a billion answers you could go for. It's just what do you do? Sega's associated with religion. So do you think Yoshika counts as associated with religion? That's a little more niche. Go Sega. Wait, is that 6-7? On Sega? Hold on. Get out of here. What the fuck you mean aim for perfection? I literally got 6-7. That's honestly insane. Okay, I didn't have any... What the fuck is that Hikari? What is that? Yugen Magon most picked in the bottom right corner. Wow. I had Kaimata as the most picked in that square. That's unbelievable. Didn't click your link. What? Where did you put a link? You never put a fucking link. No, you did put a link. I did click your link, Potato Bot. I saw the Megamoo looking over the fox. I literally reacted to it. Bro thinks I'm not paying attention. Honestly, good answers. I can't be too upset. Yeah, look at how much Show's picked up there. That's why I thought Show would be so good in that bottom right. It's all Yuimon? Where's the... Okay, I guess that can count as yellow. Yeah, Nino's a good shout, but I couldn't have gone for Nino. Wait, where's the yellow? Is like this part right... That's her hair! Where's the yellow? Where's the fucking yellow on the outfit? The fucking clamshell? That's all her hair! The little, like, thing up here? Where's the yellow? For official art has yellow. Touhou Nina. What, the fucking, like, tiniest, that, what is this? Oh, the fucking tiniest frill that maybe is slightly, what are we doing here? If the image they use for the grid doesn't have yellow, should it count? Ooh, Lily White's a good shout down here. Misumaru in the top right. Misumaru's associated with, I guess that's true. Where's the yellow on Yoshiko? What are we doing? Where is it? The fucking little, like, blip on the hat? What is this? Where's the yellow? Takane down here, right? Takane's a good shout. He's not something you'd think to be animal. Put Nina for this, so she has to have yellow as he said so. Let's ban Nemo right now. I mean, I got the show pick. That's all I need. Gabe, you gonna capture? Hello? Okay, here's what you guys gotta do. You gotta guess where I'm at in the run based entirely off of my D-pad inputs and the sounds. I'll just tell you how it's going. Why aren't you capturing, game? There's like 4 different things I'm supposed to have, like, capturing you. By 4, I mean 2. And not a single one of them is doing it. We're cooked. Now Potato posting links that don't even want to load. I think it's my computer that's broken. The channel points you have to redeem to get Touhou Grid segment. Why am I not signed into 7TV? Holy crap, dude. Everything that can go wrong. 1-0 for a segment. Dude, Gabe? Hello? I'm gonna blow up the moon. I guess I don't need this anymore, so let's just change it to this. Holy fuck, I'm just gonna do runs and then I'm gonna tell you how they go. This is actually kind of crazy. Why aren't you capturing? The game hates me. If I like jump around my scenes, maybe re-put me back here, and then we. Okay, I have a better idea. If this doesn't capture, I'm just gonna restart the game. Man, I just got the LNN. That's crazy. You guys missed it though. Professional full-time? I don't stream full-time. My average is like 25 hours a week. That's not full-time. Also, Alan receives late. Listen, I had 2 choices, okay? I either could have started streaming on time, or... Why are you full screen? What is it? Why is it... Maybe that's for the better. Why is it wide? For what should be funny. Okay, there we go. Oh my gosh, we're good. Good, that only took like 5 minutes to fix. But what I was saying was... This is why you did get Nina. Your brain is small. Yeah, might be. What I was saying is I had two choices. I could either get home to stream on time, or I could go shopping so I could make dinner later. But then be like 10 minutes late. I had two options, and I chose the latter. I chose it because I hate you, everyone, so... The drywall. I'm not a gremlin. Hello, Toaster. The Shia diet. Touhou girl will taste the best. I'm just reminded of which monster tastes the best. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Alan, you've missed it. You missed two of the best runs I've ever had. And two of the most despair-inducing runs I've ever had at the same time. Well, the first one wasn't really despair-inducing. The second one was a mixed bag. So on Friday, I got another two... He lost to the Kane, yeah. On Friday, I got another 2-miss. I fucking pressed the Windows button. It is not my day. It's like 5 billion degrees out. I never posted anything in the disc. This is not my day. Hold on. Okay, I posted late, but we posted in Discord nonetheless. Okay. It's losing it. Dude, it's like 5 billion. I walked straight down. It's like 5 billion degrees out. Okay, so I had a 2-miss on Friday. Are you only getting the notif now? If it's the Twitch notif, then that's Twitch's fault. If it's the Discord one, then I completely forgot to post in there. What was the 2-miss? So the first one was Jimbo. The second one was Asylum of Danmaku, but it wasn't even the final phase. It was phase 3. So it wasn't PB pace for LNN pace. It was PB pace for 1-miss pace, since my previous 2-miss, or previous best 1-miss pace was to death to Kaimata Nod 1. I made it to Asylum of Danmaku. The problem that happened was, so she shoots the wave, or like the walls come from left and right. I trigger left wall, trigger right wall, and then she shoots the rainbow bullets. I go up, trigger them, and then I like cut down to the side and I repeat. I go back, trigger left wave, trigger right wave, go up, right? And what happened was, and like, so this is 1-miss pace, mind you, and I do the first wave, fine, no problem. I do phase 1, phase 2, fine, no problem. Phase 3 comes up. Wave 1, I left wall, right wall, go up, easy. Left wall, right wall, go up, easy. I had really good damage. And what happened was, there's a situation where I triggered left wall, right wall, she's low, I go up, and she is like a hair. She is a hair off of going to phase 4. And then I sat there and I had a stroke. Because I had 2 options in front of me, which is greed the kill, or play defensive and go back down to go, to loop another wave. And I went up, and then, I just completely froze. Phase 4 was great. Why does my computer need me to resign to Twitter if I can look at this link? Good grief! What is wrong with my computer today? And then, yesterday... Oh, what is this image? Hold on, let me look at the Domikos link. It's beautiful. By busy person game? Honestly, yeah, it's probably 11's fault. The other thing I want to... So, Saturday was fucking dog shit for runs. We don't talk about runs Saturday. Yesterday, this is honestly the one I care about the most. Was the most the most hope-inducing and despair-inducing run I've ever had. I had a phenomenal run. It crashed and burned at end of stage 5 and Kaimata, but who cares at that point? I was I had a perfect stage 5 and then I died to the last two Mega Moon's last 2 spells at that point. What happened was, for the 3rd time, I reached Divine Orb on pace. Just the 3rd time I've done that. I got to it on pace. I'm like, okay, this time I'm going to do it. That Divine Orb was probably the best I've ever played in Touhou on that spell, and I still didn't cap it. That. The thing is, it was the world's most abysmal YYDO, and I played absolutely out of my mind with the dodges. It is actually, I would say, the best I've ever played, and I do all of it, and then right at the end, the 24th second, right before she dies, it's not even, it wasn't even a particularly disgusting part. I just slipped up right at the end. Wish a girl would talk as passionate about me as Alfonso talks about his runs. Me too, kid. Oh, also, another thing I'm gonna yell about is on that 2-miss I had on Friday. So I died to Jimbo, and then I do Divine Orb, so I'm on 1 miss pace going into the rest of Misumaru. That fucking suffocation... I capped suffocation, it was 47 seconds on that run. It was a 47-second suffocation. I love damage. If only Reimu had it. But this is the problem. I can perfect the stage, but if I perfect the stage, I'll die to Misumaru. I can perfect Misumaru, but then I'll die to the stage. She has no pixels for HP, by the way. Yeah, can anyone see a pixel? Quicker. Well, here's the thing. My normal cap time for suffocation is 32 to 36 seconds. Like, the run I had yesterday, I even died to suffocation. Still, like a 34, 35 seconder. But, like, that was 47 seconds. What is this? LNN's posting more links. Mods? I mute this ahead of time. Why Chirno got a booty like that? What the fuck? Petaconic. Daily banner is getting usually low. I wonder why. Also, 11, you said I wasn't going to end up doing the Remy fight yesterday. I absolutely did end up doing the Remy fight. It was probably the cleanest Remy I've ever had as well in Puppet. That's for Game Glitcher as well, since he was a coward and left. Just right, the free early game with Nico and Rumia. Nico's definitely easier than her. I just happen to have a disgusting Remy matchup. New content. Mods ban this man. He's not a true believer. Like, I literally had a 4-puppet Remy. 2 of my puppets didn't even, like, that I brought to the fight didn't even come out. You can store me the SDM. No, I didn't. Wait, I'm on stage 3. When did that happen? Who got me here? Sanyo time? Hold on a minute, buddy. There are things before Sanyo pops up on the screen. What are we talking about? As long as there are bullets, you can die. And if you look right here, there are a lot of bullets. Oh, you rat! Why did you call this game Lost World? That is not Lost World. That is... that is worse. Dude, Game Glitcher, maybe get, like, a real fucking browser, for crying out loud. Holy crap. It's a Lost Word Sanyo skin. It's not World, it's Word. SMH. Get it right. It is a extreme. It is a something lost word skin. For Sanyo. I love this at 3.0. I love complaining because I died in a run. Actually, I even if I don't die in a run, I'll complain. Never mind. Oh, he doubled back. Glitch your friendly link. Watch it not even work. Okay, what is this that you're posting, Potato Bot? Now, Potato's on the streak of posting links. This is unbelievable. I can't see it because Imgur is banned in the UK. Why the fuck is Imgur banned in the UK? Honestly, I probably shouldn't. I was just looking at some other stuff. You play the game now? I literally just was. What, bruh? Can we lock Game Glitcher in a cage? Yeah, no, people stop linking stuff. Yeah, good thing 11 never links anything. Now, having distractions is... It's a bad thing at times, but it's overall, I'd say, a good thing. Mixed bag. Right, no audio. You can just listen to me talk, that's all you need. Because on one hand, it's bad. Because it distracts... It's just things like that can distract me. On the other hand, it distracts me in a way that makes me, like, take a break from focusing on my misery, of me dying. So, it's a good thing as well, and that helps me stay sane. Saner than I would be. Podcast Fonzo. I mean, isn't that kind of what most live streams are anyway? To a degree. Like, isn't that what a stream is? For the most part, someone talking there while maybe doing something. I would say while playing something, but in the modern day, fucking half of all the Twitch views just go to just chatting. People just sitting there. Second monitor Fonzo. Thinking about eggs? I wasn't until you mentioned it. Oop. So anyway, in other news, it's hot out. Wait, did I mention that already? That's crazy. But you know what? The good thing is, in my room, it's not actually hot. Oh, that's weird. I wonder what the cause of that is. Any guessers? It's actually not AC. So I don't have AC in my room. That's because I'm in a basement. So it's effectively automatic AC. You fairy nap cheering. Yes. I did set it up as an AC joke, but I do have AC, I just don't have AC in my room. Ooh, the trickle early. How long would you be able to endure Aki's lecture before just accepting it and going to hell? What do you mean by that? I don't know. I think I have patience, endurance, and stamina to a decent degree. Public random people with lectures. Yeah, but she's kind. Yeah, like as. Care about that. She's kind. She will help out people in need. Plus, they don't call her Shicky Grippy for nothing. Shicky Grippy or is Grippy Icky better? Makes it weird. Sorry, I'm the only one who's ever made it weird. Might be. Up here. Yeah, with your animations of Diastic smacking Chirno on the ass. 211 posted. Oh, it was part. You still posted it. Oop. Degeneracy. What would Remy say? I don't know. Is this lunatic survival, Remy? Almost 4.0. If true, you should never make a contract with a demon. I mean, you could say that all you want, but you know how a lot of people are. You know, if a succubus entered the room to make a contract, I think I know a lot of people that fold. Can we not type foreign languages on stream? I fuck it. What do you... What are you saying? Buy fucking immobile device, kill evil creature. Can someone translate? I speak English, but I don't speak that English. The only English I understand is, what the Sigma? Thou art smite meister. Thou art? Just like Persona? Wait, what? Hold on. Is that a Persona reference? Gen Z English. It actually even is going beyond Gen Z now to whatever the Gen Alpha. There ain't no Shakespeare. I mean, I could shake a sphere if I wanted to, but like, what's the point? Oh, I picked up this sphere, I'm gonna shake it. Also, you spelled Shakespeare wrong. I think. No, that's right. Okay, you're safe for now. Name for the hardest difficulty in Heretic. What the fuck's Heretic? Damn, I thought the first two people I'd be banning would be Game Glitcher and 11, not Pazoots and 11. I shall not commit logical fallacies. Yeah, and also, thou shalt not commit lust over fictional characters. And yeah, what do some people do? Hmm? Waifu is not fictional. She doesn't fall into that category. You post proof again. Post proof of what? That Tenchi is real, or do you have a girlfriend? Because I could believe the latter. I don't know if I'm going to believe the former. Rude? What's rude? Me calling Tenchi not real? Might be, might be. Not rude, rude. Wooed. No time? True. Hello, Snare. Get 15 Tenchi looks pretty nice. I wonder why. I wonder who's the one who wanted to add all of those. Could have been anyone. Should probably stop sitting like a shrimp. Maybe it'll help me play better. You ever seen a VVT emote? I don't think so. Doesn't mean I haven't, but I don't think so. Mods, throw that dog in a jar. I post my Kyoko emotes, it doesn't post the Kyoko pop. Evil laugh? What are you talking about? There's no evil laugh. Oop, that's a pretty early jump up. Never punish. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was shooting at me. Because I made a joke about his dog. Early 4.0? You remember talking about the Alice kicking Komachi in the butt? Holy, this is the run, yeah. Let me stop sitting like a shrimp. Ugh. How nice and comfortable to sit like a shrimp. It does wonders for your back as well. That bullet was inside me. Oh! I like playing a little risque. The thrill of the chase. You can't just keep staring at me. Which shoe would make the most money on Touhou fans? June. Do I need to pop up the image of the June OnlyFans memes where Byakuren walks into the room? It's not an explicit image or anything. June really attract the most people. She'd be the first one to go there. She'd get the early populace. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me answer. Oh, it's gonna be Sanai because she's a slug. That's on you. That death is entirely on you. Just racing. Why race? She's not a slug. Nice Purin would never stoop to such levels. Might be. Kaimada used her powers to make herself more popular. I don't think Kaimada needs the money. Nice Pie Fury, isn't it? I mean, sure, but like... I don't know if Tay would really be the one, you know... I don't know if Tay is the one to, you know, go for that type of thing. Not Tay, why am I saying Tay? Racing. Tay might try to convince Racing into doing it. Racing is more purple than Tay? I mean, that's true. Like, obviously people like the rabbits, but like even if Race was on there, like, she's not the most, like, even if she gets on there, even if that type of thing happens, like, she's not particularly risque on there. She'd be rather tame with it. I get uploading a picture of her foot and the entire internet would crash. Rainbow would do it, but I don't know how popular she would be. Broke Rainbow coming to clutch again, though. Jun and Xion got split up because they were causing too much trouble, so they were sent to different places. And then eventually they got back together, and then still just started causing oil trouble again. Oil trouble? It's literally, Sunken Foster World. Oiling each other up for OnlyFans. Yeah, that's where I'm going with that. No, June was trying to become oil barons. Never played that one. Oh my goodness, what a tourist! Fake Touhou fan, get him out of here. Mods, ban him. Take him to Detroit. Thank you for the good luck, Brood. Oh, Detroit's too late. Hello again, Cap. I should take a water break, is what I should do. Oh. Eat. We're fine. Everything's fine. Yeah, we don't die at stage 2. That'd be pretty cool. Freaking Yoshika wears yellow, and it's a little blip, the tiniest blip on her hat. Lately, Friday and Sunday I had a couple peak runs. Otherwise, it's been, otherwise it's not been the best. Today's been a little slow. But to be honest, because of those 2 runs, it's been great lately. Today, not so hot yet. Okay, hello again to Chane. Quite enough for the early 4.0. How am I going to recover? 11's posting links while I'm doing attacks. If I die, it's entirely his fault. Let's look at this. Okay, you know what? The rest of her shirt in this outfit has yellow on it. In this specific sprite. I'll give him that. Stage tree. You know, I want to go on a bit of a rant. This is a good time, too, right when I'm on stage 3. I hate the world. And I hate people. And you don't want to know why? Because I'm at work, and some of the college guys ask me, "Oh, hey, well, you know, what kind of..." Generally, I keep it myself. I just do my own thing while I'm working. But some of the other guys do it, and then one of them asks me, "Oh, what kind of games do you play?" I tend to dodge the games played question. And then the one guy starts going on about, yeah, you know, the one guy starts talking about playing fucking Call of Duty, Fortnite, and like all that type of shit. I'm like, okay, I'm fucking that. And the other guy talking about, yeah, I was playing a bunch of League of Legends. I'm like, fucking A, dude. Can we have like real humans? One person talks just about a billion different shooters. The one person just talks about League of Legends. And the other fucking guy talks about trying to get me to play Helldivers. Not is there a chance a League player knows what Touhou is? Yeah, but that'd make me like want to like engage with the League player. That's ugh. Ooh, Dark Souls. Now, okay, now you mentioned that, I just got triggered with someone someone at work has mentioned Dark Souls at one point. I'm like, oh, good grief. Oh, that was pretty fun though. Dude, if I could like every other week for like a month, he was asking me, "You should play Helldivers with me." You play Touhou. I've mentioned the existence of Touhou occasionally. I usually don't. I usually dodge. If I say anything, I usually just comment on RPGs as a whole. And I fucking one time I comment that, and then other people just start going and talking about, "Oh man, Baldur's Gate 3, dude. Oh, Baldur's Gate 3 is so good." I'm just like, I'm gonna fucking. I hate the world. Can't say Touhou to normies. I just say Touhou. Literally. No, you just say Touhou, and they're like, I have no fucking clue what that is. Yeah, what does that mean? Okay, I should really go take a water break. Like, well, how genres a long shot for most people. Oh, I mean like Galaga? Which image is this? No, that. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. I'm back. Hello, Buggo. Good image. I just generally don't talk about my hobbies around other people, except occasionally like my friends. However, in that, I'm usually limited with things here or there. Sure, you have left. Should be in and left before you could talk to her. What is her deal? I don't know. Maybe you should have asked when she was there. Because, like, a good chunk of the people I work with are, like, part-time college kids. And, fucking, some of these people, holy fuck. Like the one guy who fucking who showed me his fake ID he had once so he could buy alcohol with before he was 21. And then afterwards, dude, like he and one other guy too, would like during the winter season, fall, winter, spring season, the college season. It's like every like third week or so they'd ask me, yo, we got a party going on Friday. You wanna go? I'm like, absolutely. I'm just like, no, I pass. Abso-fucking-lutely not. Yeah, I'm a gamer. I play Candy Crush, dude. If I start telling these people about Honey Pop, it's like they're gonna be like, what's that? It's like these people won't even know what that is. Shoot him, no. I've only ever shot at people with airsoft guns. And I don't carry an airsoft gun on me. And Nerf guns, I should say, too. Fake American. Well, I just don't shoot people on the regular. Someone inconveniences me. Yeah, that's what we do. I mean, I live in a pretty rural enough area where a large number of the populace in the area own guns. Although, just because they have them also doesn't mean they've shot at people. Like, it's your Japanese games alone in your room. I'll play random obscure Japanese games with my friends. What are you hunting? Datobot's hunting as he realizes, oh shit, I gotta fucking renew my fucking video game license or else I won't be able to fucking play any. Do we love rants? Mods? Take him down. I have no clue what that is. I feel like I've seen that name, but I can't put something to it right now. Random JP guy takes a dumb traditional game. Here's the thing. And this is why I love fucking Touhou, like, fan games. I love turn-based RPGs. Probably my favorite genre, broadly speaking. Like JRPGs type thing. All of the best ones are just fucking Touhou ROM hacks. Because they take a system, they take, like, a good combat system, and then they just, like, do it better. Because it's like people who, like, they want to make... It's like people... Because, like, the thing about, like, a lot of Touhou fan games, it feels like, is, like, so much of this category is, like, people want to make a fucking game on something. So they, like, oh, how do I make a game on this? Let's make it Touhou style, because you can make it, because you can make it Touhou, because the IP is basically a free IP, or an open IP is the term. And then, like, because, like, they play something, like, the truly obsessed JP nerds here are the ones who play something. What the fuck have I done? Where they, where they play a game, it's like, man, I really like this game, but I wish I could make it better. I really don't like this mechanic. I wish I could add these mechanics. And then they fucking just like, I'm gonna make a fan game and do that. Touhou football game? I would take a Touhou American football game, absolutely. We already have Touhou soccer, which is great. Like Touhou soccer. I played that on stream last year. That game is fucking fire. That is one of the greatest games. That game is unironically phenomenal. I'll probably play that. I'll probably do some more on stream again at some point in the not so distant future. It's been about, because I said I'd probably do some more in maybe like a year or so, and it's been about a year since I played. Touhou soccer, it's a game that when I first saw, I was like, oh, this is like a shitpost game. And then the more and more I did, like, this game is actually so good. Rock has been made on modding for that game, base. Listen, the one thing I want, which unfortunately, I doubt people do, is I want that game to be played co-op. You can play versus 1v1. Give me a fucking co-op option. That'd go so hard. I have friends that I would absolutely play that game in a heartbeat with. Record games never saw you see 20 games every 3 months. Here's the thing. Our streamer at this point. Nothing too wrong with that. On one hand, it could be a little critical. On the other hand, I like Asprey and I'll defend him. Like he's done so much that there is to do. Now there are things he hasn't done, but like at the same time, if he's not interested in those games or doesn't want to do them, that's on him. Like that's fine. He's already done so much. At this point, it's just like he either does the things that he's like not as interested in. Because, like, there are Touhou games I'm not that interested in. Or, you know, you kind of, like, repeat some of the same things. Like, I'm a bit more of, challenge runner. So I feel like, to an extent, like, I can milk some of these things more. Whether it be with, like, a Nuzlocke or, like, you know, mainline Touhou, but, like, that's also not for everyone. Whether for playing or watching. Like, on one hand, I can be a little critical of him, but, like, on the other hand, I absolutely understand why. He's done some things, and I fully respect it. Sunny Milk Fonzo. Where did this come from? I drink chocolate milk on the regular, but did I say milk or something? Oh, I said milking games. Right, okay. We talked about milk so that everyone immediately jumped to Sunny. What that mouth do? Like, he has an audience that that likes him. I like him, broadly speaking. Like, I used to watch him a lot more. I don't nowadays. Not necessarily to say dislike him, but there's just other things I watch. And like, I've never watched him live, broadly speaking. I've almost exclusively watched him after the fact. But I just, like, I do a lot of other things. So it's been a bit since I, like, watched him live, and I engage in Touhou on my own, so that kind of eats a lot of that interest, but on one hand, I can be a little critical, but, like, he has his audience. I respect what he does. He's a bit of an inspiration. Him playing me watching him play Touhou soccer is one of the things that, one of the things, like, I'd been thinking about streaming, and me watching him play Touhou soccer is one of the things that pushed me over the hump for actually restarting streaming over 2 years ago. Like, if he's content with what he's doing, I see nothing wrong with what he's doing. He doesn't make YouTube videos anymore. I know he's made a handful of edited stuff. And when I talk about his YouTube videos, I'm specifically referring to his VODs. Because one reason why I also do it is he is one of the few people I used to watch that Raffle is as well. For anyone who knows him, people might know him. Where they post, like, all their VODs on YouTube after the fact. Like, they have actual channels where they post other things too, you know. But for Raffle, it's like edited down gameplay. For like Asprey, sometimes he's posted edited, like, Touhou based content, but like, he has a channel where he uploads all of his VODs after the fact for Asprey, and like, that's what I like. That's how I got into him. And on the other hand, I can't really blame him for not having more edited content videos, because those are a fucking hassle to make. I want to start making content like that, but jumping into that sphere is a massive brain hurdle I have to get over. September needs to be here now. I have bad news. There's a month called August. Listen, I want September to come as well, because Fire Emblem comes out next in September, the new one, and I'm really looking forward to it. Bad line. Not able to get it killed with just... Never mind, it will, because I'm just flopping. Next 2 months is going to be wild between working on your project, QuakeCon next month, and Reprise the month after. What the fuck is QuakeCon? What is your project? Bro's going to show up to his house with a fucking pizza box out. He's like, here's my project. And he opened the box, and it's the Dick in the Box show. Got up early last year, talked about go full time with vids, and he got another job 2 months later. No QuakeCon. QuakeCon in your boots. Going full time with content creation would be a cool thing, but it's just... It's like the biggest land in North America. I've probably heard of it before, but it doesn't really ring a bell. Streamer just turned 19. I'm 24! I've never been to a con in my life, by the way. Where is QuakeCon? Baby know what a LAN event is. There's like a LAN, They use the term LAN cafe nowadays. There's like a LAN cafe in the area where it was probably like 8 years ago. My brother and several of my friends went over there and played fucking Counter-Strike Source for like 6 hours. It was really fun. The only time I've ever played Source. I am not a shooter player, and like everyone else there is way more shooters. I fucked the first round. I absolutely slaughtered. The second round I was like, okay, I was like mid, but the first round, everyone else had like no more than like 6 or 7 kills apiece. Funny number. I had like 22 kills. I absolutely destroyed the first round for whatever reason. That's like one of those random like shooter moments where like normally I'm like mid AF, but like for 45 minutes, I just turned into the greatest player of all time. Unfortunately, not Dallas, Grapevine. Is that like a suburb of Dallas? Unfortunately, Texas is very, very, very far away from me. CS user, what is your username? No. Like, I've played CSGO like twice online before. I really don't think any of this is him recognizing me. But the problem with content creation in the edited sphere is like 20 miles from Dallas. That's still like super far away from me. I don't care if it's north, south, east, or west. Is that you have to have an audience. There has to be an audience. You have to be able to. You have to be entertaining. You have to be able to make good content. Those two things are not always hand in hand. You have to make interesting content. You have to be able to edit. It's like everything together. It's really hard to find. It's really hard for people to be able to do everything. And like there is like possibilities for like. Are you directly listed called Gaylord in America? Yeah, it's not a city. It's a smaller town than I live in, which is impressive for that. But I don't live in Gaylord. Gaylord's like several hours away from me. It's like 4 or 5 hours away or something. This is why a lot of the bigger content creators are people who can actually like afford editors and stuff, for people to help with the aspects of content that they struggle with. Unfortunately, it's hard to get into that if you haven't already gotten to that point. You also have to constantly keeping up ideas. Editing is easy. I mean, if you know how to edit, I'm not going to pretend that I'm not going to like sit here and say it's super difficult. That being said, it can definitely be very time-consuming. Let's get Da Vinci resolve, insert splicing. Dude, I fucking hate that every time I see Da Vinci, I just say Da Vinci because the fucking Boros twins meme. I was like, oh, it's Da Vinci, but I just always fucking say Da Vinci. Good idea with little knowledge. I'll write that down. Because that's one of the barriers that's stopping me, that's like holding me back from making things, is getting the editing barrier. I have friends, I have multiple friends who like know how to edit and can edit, but like I'm not gonna go to my way to ask people to edit shit, like a lot of shit for me. Especially without paying, but like I don't really, I'm not in a position to pay, right? I don't trust AI editing software nowadays. You know, give it 5 years, maybe it'll be something. But like, like I fucking get those like Canvas AI ads. I'm like, I don't trust that these can fucking do shit. But the other thing is script writing. Is being good at script writing. So happy you're old, you don't have to understand new gen humors. I mean, no one has to. You can be young and you don't have to understand new gen humors. But Da Vinci's a good one. Come on, like, first of all, Da Vinci's like several years ago at this point. Second of all, Da Vinci's peak. That's peak level as a joke. Can you explain it? Okay, so it's these two guys, the Boros twins, okay? I believe they're twins. I think they've done, like, WWE before or something as well. But their whole bit is that they're, like, dumb. They completely acknowledge, like, they completely embrace, like, this bit that they're just blonde and dumb. And they just do these really stupid, like, Instagram, like, style bits, effectively. And the Da Vinci one is them doing the thing where, like, it's some, like, trivia thing where they just keep, like, putting, like, things on their head with, like, one of these, like, Instagram or Snapchat ads or something. And then it's just on the top where it's just like, who painted the Mona Lisa? Mona Lisa. And then it just pops up Da Vinci. Like, Da Vinci? It's really funny. You gotta watch it. Track YouTube take stream ads, turn shorts. Everything you need for editing. Yeah, but here's the thing. Stream compilation highlights is definitely worth something. Although in the Touhou sphere, knows exactly where that happened to pirate software guy. Yeah, I'll turn into pirate software. That's gonna. I know. Yeah, his shorts blew up, and it's a lot of things. Now he also kind of fell apart due to some other random things. Who knows about those? Man, on his channel. Farming drama is the easiest way to complete quickly and die quickly. Yeah, I'm not really interested in engaging in drama in the slightest. His shorts blew up? Yeah, they completely blew off. Then he was naked. Anyone know that Animal Crossing meme? With KK Slider, he's like super buff with like a massive bulge in his shorts and stuff, and then like the super buff villager walks in, and KK's like, any requests? And the villager's like, yeah, lose with the shorts. Pulse chat echo chamber got insta shot. I mean, here's the thing. On one hand, I like, I agree. Like Pirate Software has a lot of bad things. On the other hand, like, what are you doing going? Like, to be fair, what are you doing going in there and like making fun of it in the chat at the same time? On one hand, I call it based because it's Pirate Software. On the other hand, it's also like, what's the point? You like him at first? Okay, that's fair. That's definitely more fair. Though here's the thing, I'm not really interested that much in compilation videos. Although I am a little bit, I'm not super interested in making compilation videos. The type of videos that I like are like VODs and maybe edit and get down gameplay content, which can fall into that category. But like the thing I want to make is I want to make the Wolfie style video, if anyone knows Wolfie VGC. which is obviously a high bar, so you want to slow it down and go for one of the more tame ones. But like, here's one thing that I really like. Digital gameplay compilation would be super boring. Only 100 people would even exist as an audience to watch these. Well, because here's one thing. Touhou is like a... Touhou's a weird thing. It's super popular, but it's also really unpopular. Somebody saw Touhou vid. There's one of every Touhou versus 1 billion lions video. That's not the type of thing I'd be interested in. But there's a distinct lack of edited Touhou content in a lot of kind of like categories. Like you get a lot of meme stuff and there's some good animation, good like stuff. And Asprey has some good stuff too in this regard. But there's a strong lack of stuff. And one thing specifically that I want to do is... Okay, that was a questionable dodge. What's the longest spell one? Is partly like the cringe like video essay type of video on my runs, because I think there can be a content that could be made, or like I believe there is an audience to be made in the Touhou realm. I believe that there is a distinct lack of stuff in the Touhou realm. Another 2 creator, you watch Pivot to Vocaloid. Because here's another thing I want to do. I want to take something like one of the things, and I've written part of a script. It's only a small bit. I've thought of a lot of it, but I've only written a small bits down. And I've always gotten held back on the wall. But one thing I really want is the first thing I've been trying to look at is Divine Virtues of Wind God. Take the video essay style format and talk about just pure, not Pure Wind God, Divine Virtues of Wind God. People want to see gameplay, want to see world, music, and girls. Explain the whole process from the beginning. Because here's the thing. A lot of Touhou content. And I'm fine with lunatic players. I liked it. But I also like a lot of casual people. Because the thing about LNNs, or the thing about, like, a lot of this lunatic gameplay style, it's appealing to other lunatic, like, people in the sphere, the other lunatic players, but this is such a small thing. I believe there's a way to appeal to a lot of people, but or to appeal to a broader audience, but you gotta, like, get that appeal. The problem is, I find with a lot of this stuff is, like, a lot of this just appeals to people who are already in the know, people who already have interest and care about this. What I've really wanted to do is take something like Divine Virtues and really break it down in a method where someone who either knows of the existence of shmups, or at a very bare bones level, or really doesn't know anything about, can understand the process of what I'm... Because there's a lot of stuff that I do that I look for that goes over people's heads. Because someone like Alan can look at a lot of this stuff and, like, he can pick it out. And this is no shame towards him. But, like, most people, or anyone else, but, like, a lot of people are not going to see what's going on. And that is one thing I've learned to, like, I really have appreciated by, like, playing shmups more, is a lot of the nuance. And a lot of the why and the builds. Or the builds, it's kind of weird. Problem is, if you're going to introduce something like this to a broader audience, let's take something like Wolfie VGC. Competitive Pokemon was not the biggest thing for a long time, and he was definitely one of the biggest aspects as to why it got bigger, because of his content. It's just really opening the sphere of how people can engage in. People who know nothing about competitive Pokemon hop in and they watch this stuff and they learn. And, like, it's scripted content of explaining a lot of things, of playing in ways that other people can understand and appreciate the nuance involved, even if they can't do that type of thing because it goes beyond their head. Like those Factorio challenge videos, millions of views, 9 people to God, they've never played the game but still watch it. They've appealed it. You know, the fine people for Factorio. People, there are good entertainers. This is a hard thing to do. There are people who are really good entertainers. People who can take a subject that you care nothing about and make you like it. These are the people who are the best. Like, those are the best of the best. They can make a video on something you know nothing about, but you just get attached into it. I'll say to break it. I don't want to be like a normie fucking modern streamer, like the fucking Kai Cenat era of streamer. That's the thing I want to avoid. Touhou is extremely massive, but the Touhou sphere for content is really small, and part of that is because there's not a lot of people who like watch it. But I think that there is an audience that can be made. It's just, how do you do it? Can I do it? Probably. Probably not. Can I make a small audience to be made? Absolutely. Can I make it big? Probably not. It's not impossible, but it's not a possibility. In all honesty, there's not much depth to Touhou gameplay. I probably disagree there. It's like a lot of things. There is a lot of depth, but like 90% of it just goes over people's head. But there's kind of a reason it goes over people's head. If you squint for more than half a second. So there isn't a lot of depth, just dodge and shoot. That is one nice thing that Touhou actually does have going for it, is the basic concept of what's going on is very kind of simple and easy to understand for people who are not familiar with it. Strategy went to power cancel strat for PCB is insane. Yeah, the amount of strategy that went into a fucking dog shit strat. It's unbelievable. Made complex in the way. But there's so much in anything that you can look at, so like there's a very simple line of logic with most things, and Touhou's in this category, but like most things in this category, you don't know anything about it. It's wild, it's absurd. You know a little bit about it. It's pretty basic, and then you know a lot about it, and then it's wild and absurd again. You get this really weird like dissection. Like those people that watch at LNN that never see a bullet hell before it's shot up someone having invincible hitbox, unironically. That is not an impossibility. And that's a thing, because you know, and this is not to shit on people who do it, it's fine to make the video, I think it's fine. But most LNNs, LNNs tend to get more views than other stuff for Touhou, for people who put Touhou stuff. But it's gonna be a few hundreds maybe. With the exception of Yachts, because he's a bit more well known in that category, so they spread out a little wider. But most of the people who engage in this stuff, it's just it just kind of ends up in a circle jerk of players in the sphere who recognize the stuff. There's really not much outside approach into survival level Touhou play. It's so few and far between, and there's really nothing of a high level. to attract in people in a large variety of things, or for a large variety of reasons. The one's so deep that it goes all the way to the psychology, but no regular person is going to know that because it has a lot in mind. It's this jump and shoot game. LNN is basically identical to their peers. That's also fair. And well, the things that also separate LNNs, like the parts that like really stand out, a lot of that stuff, is not going to stand out to someone who doesn't know the nuances to what's going on. Doing a game which you're doing over and over again. Well, it's also not like necessarily a competitive versus game, and so that also adds like a degree. Although challenge runs are a big thing. Challenge runs, to be fair, about this 30-minute loop is to a degree the lack of like versus nature does hurt it sometimes, but also, dude, people fucking speedrun 20-minute long speedruns or shorter, and can generate massive audiences off of generating like a very small gameplay loop of resetting over the first 3 minutes over and over and over again. To get one run every fucking 10 hours. Segments. Oh, it's basically only an auto-scroll. Well, Touhou can't really be speed run, but it's challenge run. And challenge runs are a thing that do exist elsewhere. Or Touhou on an LNN level is effectively just a challenge run to a degree. Or score. I mean, score runs are also kind of the same thing. They're still just challenge runs. I love this game. Pop only TD1CC. It's funny. Fine, it's 7 o'clock. I'll rip one more. But I believe that there is a way to open Touhou up to a broader audience. To invite more people in. I believe it is going to be very hard. I believe I probably will not be able to do it. But I believe there's a chance. Or like the fake blindfold runs. Yeah. Super Mario 64. Well, that's also partly because Super Mario 64 has been done like this for so long. Like, there are people in so many of these spheres who actually have done so much of this stuff for a long time. Like, a lot of these spheres have been open to a very broad thing for a very long time. To this type of content and just broader exposure. maybe it's because it's the craziest Touhou game. I think because like Impossible Spell Card works better for that type of format than a normal Touhou game. I don't think I have the natural charisma or story writing skills or editing skills to truly break Great Water, but I think I can do something at the bare minimum. The bare minimum, I should say, at the bare minimum, I think I can make something that I like. The best player in the world will be able to do consistent LNN on their main game. I think it depends on what the main game is. Something like Wily Beast, TCB. Some of the easier ones, 10 Desires, I think you could do fairly consistent LNNs on. Depends on how consistent you're counting as consistent. I think there are a number of runs where you could get a solid consistency on for LNNs. Especially with some of the better shot types. I think some things like LOL-K. Yes, there was it Blue Bus who did the 2 in a row during Touhou Survival or something? Like, that type of thing can happen, but like something like LOL-K, that type of consistency is likely not going to happen. Oscar, that's who it was. Yeah, Oscar for LOL-K. Like, that type of thing can happen, but like level of consistency over like, well, over like 10 runs even, that type of thing's gonna be fucking insane. Like, to get like a 70% on LOL-K over 10 runs, like over just 10 runs, that's I feel like it's gonna be asking for way too much. But something like 70% in some of the other, in like something like Wily Beast, I think it'd definitely be done, but I think it's very game dependent. Never know if you don't try. Well, that's the thing. It's about trying to it's about trying, but it's also about trying to figure out how to try. And unfortunately, there is the other aspect of I do work a full-time job, and I wanted to keep streaming as well. So, as I do, so like actually like I do more and more like this. Yeah, so it's hefty, but I want to try. Even if it might take me a while to try. The problem is, I guess I should say it's a problem, because it's like, I don't fucking care, really. But I know what's gonna happen, is I'm gonna make a fucking video of me detailing how I learned, and the process of learning how I learned to do Divine Virtues of Wind God. And how it's theoretically routable in nature, the difficulty of actually, like, truly getting that down, explain how the attack works and how I learn it. And I know what's gonna fucking happen is I'll make that video, regardless of how good or bad it does. There's gonna be some fucking player there's gonna be someone that's gonna comment and be like, that's not how I do it. This isn't optimal. You should do it like this. This is actually the wrong way to fucking do this attack. I fucking know there's gonna be someone. It's gonna be Alan. Watch, it's gonna be fucking Toxic Alan at it again. Oh, geez, yeah. I think Divine Virtues is also a attack that can, like, really be explained. Comment, I did it first, yeah. But you know there's gonna be someone to be like, this is a bad strat. What are you gonna hear is pretty suboptimal. When this happens. No, here's the thing, you can even be someone who already has an LNN. That doesn't matter. Be like, this is fucking suboptimal. It's a focus on now, G. What do you mean about Gaslight? Actually, what do you mean about Gaslight? I believe that Divine Virtues of Wind God... Divine Virtue Wind God Blue Tick. I'm pretty sure it's hard and Blue Tick. Oh, 11 was trying to gaslight us. Yeah. 11 was trying to gaslight us. How do you even title the video? You probably don't have either mount. You probably don't have Divine Virtues of Wind God in the title. You have it in the thumbnail, like the attack, but you probably don't. You probably titled something completely different. You do the cringe fucking modern video essay of just like how I perfected this attack, you know, something like that. Obviously, I wouldn't do that specifically. I'd think a while on actually what to title it and what to put as a thumbnail, but you do something along that line. My journey with this attack. That type of fucking cringe type of like title. Why Thou G is actually free. Something breakdown. Something like that. Yeah, some perfecting the end of Mountain of Faith. It wouldn't be that, but you get the idea. That you go something along that line. The player's overanalyzing every attack. Why would you actually be out of reach, baby? Well, that's why you do it. You put why it's actually free, you put a bunch of red circles and arrows pointing at it, and then the whole purpose is to rage bait people. Because here's the thing. To be fair, I could say this about Divine Virtues of Wind God. I do believe it is possible to perfect that attack. I believe it is possible to do it in a way to pre-read everything, to effectively treat it like a static spell, almost. I also fully believe that requires so much effort that unless you're trying to make Mountain of Faith almost 100% consistent to LNN, it is not worth that. It's not worth the amount of time and effort. I believe for broadly speaking, it is too difficult to do that. That being said, learning the idea of why the route works, why the theoretical consistency can work, is a good method of learning how to like get good at the attack, generally speaking. I believe it is possible, and that it is not only possible, but because there's a thing. There's a lot of things that are theoretically, like, machine possible, but whether or not they're human possible. I believe it is humanly possible. I just believe it is not very reasonable for someone trying to get an LNN. Faith is free. Here's why 6-hour video essay. Well, that's the type of thing. Not exactly that, obviously, but, like, that's a type of thing I'd want to make for PCB. Like, generally, there's two type of lines I want to, like, look for. Individual attacks. Individual attacks, like Divine Virtues that I've mentioned. And a bigger thing on my actual, like, big runs, like PCB. Unfortunately, you know what I gotta get good at? I gotta get good at editing. At least decent at it. Figure out how to, like, shortcut editing. I love green spam. I'm just gonna make a fucking video about how much I love green spam. and just go over it a billion times how fucking beautiful it is. It's so cool. Oh, I love this. I'm gonna fucking talk about Sanyo's spell. I'm gonna talk about Hydro for fucking 30 minutes of how much I hate Hydro camouflage. Tutorials for future generation of LNNers? No. I'm not making... None of these are guides. And I've specifically have, in the little bit of script I've written, a specific content. This is not a guide. It is a showcase of how I, in my progress to try to LNN the game, how I learned to do it. It is not the perfect strat necessarily. There may be other strats that are better. This is how I read the attack. This is explaining how the attack works so that people who just see bullets and it's really hard to actually pinpoint, this is what I'm looking for. This is how I learned to do the attack. This is not the perfect strategy. This is none of that. It is an entertainment thing. There may be information that can be learned, but it's not specifically a guide. It is a storytelling, is the better way to put it. These mark their turn of MS Paint Fonzo. I hope it's the MS Paint Fonzo, but like in a higher quality. That's actually one of the MS Paint parts during Divine Virtues of Wind God is one of the things that inspired me to really want to do this. I had it! I just walked right into it. Why would Magic's not shit as you might think? Again, the problem is doing it. If I can do it once, I'm confident in my abilities to do it more times. It's just breaking the hurdle of trying to figure out how to do it once. Because in all honesty, I believe one of the biggest limiting factors in Touhou is the fact that unless you're someone else who's like spent time grinding these games and learning this, everything on screen goes over your head. It's just bullets and it's just chaos. And I believe that there is a lot of merit to having an idea, having a concept of what to look for. Right? Because one thing is, Alan's gonna know exactly what I'm talking about here. Is on let's look at Divine Virtues of Wind God. It's a wave-based attack. Every wave is built into 3 sections. She spawns around her, and then it develops around herself, and then shoots outwards. Okay. Each wave is broken into 3 segments. Segment 1 and Segment 2 of each wave is not hard. I'm not spending much brain power in Segment 1 and 2. Despite the fact that the attack is extreme chaos, there's only one thing I'm looking for, really. And that is the overlap between Part 3 and Part 1. That overlap between waves. That's really the only thing I'm looking for. Everything else, I'm doing pretty broadly with my, like, peripherals. I kind of see the clumps, and I go around it, and it's trying to figure out the overlap between Segment 3 of Wave 1 and Segment 1 of Wave 2. It's trying to look far enough ahead where you can see that bullet coming. I don't care about the other bullets. The fucking red bullets or whatever. I don't care about those. It's the fucking Segment 3 part. I want to see that in the clump, and I try to call that out, and then I try to see where the wave immediately behind it is, and then that's what I try to play for. Right? And if you're someone who, like Alan, who has grinded this type of thing, you can see this. But if you don't know this, you have to have it pointed out. You have to have something to... You're not going to see that type of thing unless it's either explained in detail or explained in a way where someone with a very basic level of understanding of Touhou or of shmups in generals can understand it, or you've grinded it a bunch and you can pinpoint it out, right? Oh, you don't want to see through bashing through the wall? Yeah, well, that's the thing. You can do that enough. Is a route that players use when you watch a replay. Yeah, there's a lot of nuance, but like unless you have a lot of experience looking for this, whether it's in Touhou or something else, you're not going to be able to even see it. And that's one thing I think why Touhou is really rough on the the exposure department, is it's really not favorable for new people. You know, we're a bunch of big sweaty nerds that are generally not the most charismatic at drawing in new people to like the person involved. And the game, like, there's so much that just goes completely over your head, unless you're maybe a normal player, in which case it's a lot easier for completely new people to be like, oh yeah, I see bullet, dodge bullet. Why still convinced log case 6 falling stars a possible beat without a bomb? You're understanding details of why what they do is different, though? Yeah. But again, it's doing it. That is a... break things down in a way that's that's understandable and entertaining. It's a lot to ask. Like resweep chats never failed over void device? Yeah, true. Okay, let's move on for the day. Move on to some busy person. I'm going to get this game loaded. I'm going to figure out how to get displaying, but then I do have to pee. Yeah, LNN still convinced Metatecho is impossible. What was that noise? Fuck, I need a new game capture for this. Specific window. Why is there 2 different busy persons? Only one's open. Why is there 2 different captures for this? Let's see if I can't get the game to actually capture. Game? Oh, right, I have fucking turned off. Okay, you'll capture now, right? Surely. Or skip Fonzo. Yeah, I'll mash what? No, I think this game has a backlog. Okay, what if I set this to this, and then I just make a completely new one? Surely you'll work, right? Specific window. Why is there 2 different busy persons on here? That's the thing that I'm curious about. And also why it doesn't want to capture. Game has a song you want played at your funeral. Really want a pee, so I'd really like to get it, like, to capture. What if I full screen it? And then I close the game, and I try to reopen it. I have one thing trying to capture full screen applications. I have another thing trying to capture the actual thing itself. Capture. I can use monitor capture. I don't necessarily want to. If I can avoid it. What if I temporarily go to here? Can just like transition to this. That actually puts me to that one. Fuck, I need to make a whole other hot. This. What is this trying to pop up? If I turn. I don't think you guys can hear me when I'm in that scene. I have to add a fucking... Did you guys hear me when the stream was open? Or when the game was actually open? We do hear you? Okay, hold on, let me, do you hear me? Yeah, for whatever reason, when I transition over, my mic is not on for it. Let me go. Copy, hold on. Tech support midstream. There should be a way to just fucking copy. With Spicy Kaguya? Yeah, if that was even Kaguya. $91. It's fucking 100. My car said 106 earlier. Wait, what if I do this? Copy? Okay. It should... Oh, is this on? So this one's at 0 dB. This one's at 0 dB. This should be the same? No, that's not Kaguya. Why the fuck is that Kaguya? It's Ritsuko. And then if I do this, Like I've been recording this whole time.